Update: I just learned my husband has feelings for my sister-in-law and hates my brother. Original post: sorry if this ends up being a messy situation. I 30 female really need some advice. Throwaway account and names changed just in case. My sister-in-law Kate, 29 female. My brother and Kate's husband, Charlie, 32 male. And my husband Jack, 31 male. I've been married to Jack for 4 years and we've been together since high school. Our marriage is pretty great. We have our ups and downs, but we were usually able to work through it and talk about our feelings like adults. We were just starting to discuss having children before this came up. Now things are a mess and I don't know what to do. Charlie and Kate have been married for 5 years and have also been together since high school. My brother and I have been extremely close since we were kids. He's always there for me and I love him with all my heart. Kate is a wonderful person and one of my best friends. She's my family now too, and I love her to death. She's sweet, funny, and a great friend. Charlie and Kate have a great marriage, honestly even better than my own. They're a real team. They're always there for each other, and you can tell that they really love each other. From what I know, they're currently trying to conceive. I'm so excited to be an aunt. We've all gotten along until now. This is the first time anything like this has happened. About 2 weeks ago, Charlie invited us over to have a few drinks and hang out at their place to celebrate Kate's birthday. It was going okay at first. We talked about having kids and our jobs and generally caught up. Jack ended up drinking way too much. He started flirting with Kate, and she was obviously uncomfortable, told Jack to stop it multiple times and tried to stay away from him. Charlie started getting irritated, rightly so. Jack was flirting with his wife and being a drunken idiot, and told Jack to stop, again multiple times. I also tried to get Jack to knock it off and shut up, but he wouldn't, and I was honestly pissed off too. Jack got mad when Charlie tried to intervene. He told Charlie how much he hated him and wished he was dead, then went on to confess how much he loves Kate and wishes he would have ended up with her. Jack decided to try to kiss or touch Kate. She freaked out, and Charlie was done. He told us both to get the heck out. I dragged Jack out of there, and I was just shocked and disgusted at his behavior. The next day, Jack told me that he did have feelings for Kate and was resentful of Charlie because of it. He told me that he loved me and would never cheat on me, that he was drunk, and what he did was a mistake. He apologized over and over again for his behavior, promised me he loved me and wanted to be with me, etc. He apologized to Charlie and Kate for what happened, but they aren't happy. I'm still not sure how to feel. His behavior was awful, inappropriate, and borderline assault. It also makes me feel crappy that he hates my brother. I talked to Charlie the other day. He told me that he isn't comfortable having Jack around anymore, especially around Kate. Apparently, she's pretty shaken up by what happened. The unwanted touching/attempted kiss/love confession, and incredibly uncomfortable around Jack. I understand completely, but now I'm stuck. I'm just angry, upset, and unsure of what to do now. I don't want my relationship with my brother and sister-in-law to be ruined because Jack was an a-hole. I don't know what to do about Jack's confession. It honestly makes me feel sick to my stomach. It all came out of nowhere. Everything was great before this. We were all friends. Now my husband apparently loves another woman and wishes my brother was dead. I want to salvage this because I do love Jack. I really do. But I have no idea where to start. I want to be a part of my future niece or nephew's life. I want to be able to be around my brother and sister-in-law because they're wonderful people and I love them so much. It's all crashing down and I don't know how to handle it. Is there a way to work through this? What should I do? Can I salvage this? I need perspective, advice, or opinions. Now for the top advice before reading the updates. You really want to stay with a man who tried to force himself intimately on your brother's wife, told her in front of you and her husband that he's in love with her and wishes he wasn't with you, and told your brother he wants him dead? Come on, OP, have some self-respect. I also wonder how much further he would have pushed himself onto sister-in-law had OP and brother not been there. Scary thought. Exactly my thought. I mean, even pretending for a minute that OP's husband had done that to a stranger and that there weren't the fallout with OP's brother and sister-in-law to worry about, you still have a case where he tried to grab and kiss someone who had repeatedly told him no. That's some attempted assault right there. I wouldn't be able to look at my significant other the same way again. Jack doesn't care about you the way you care about him. He definitely doesn't love you nearly as much. You are way too young to settle for second best. I would not tie my life to this guy. I agree, but who wants that kind of love anyway? The kind where you want to possess someone, wish their loved ones were dead, and try to forcibly kiss them? People seem to do this thing where they confess their feelings, as though this romantic obsession is supposed to make people feel sorry for them. But I have feelings about her, as if the emotional pain of an unrequited crush, at such an old age no less, is supposed to be a virtue that excuses all bad behavior. You get divorced. He admitted while sober that he was in love with her. A divorce would also save your relationship with your brother and sister-in-law OP, who sound like good people. As to the sober talk, he tried to save what he could. When he says he wants to be with you, he says he would rather be with you than be single. But if he could pick, he'd want Kate. I'm so sorry. Something else to consider. If OP divorces him, he loses even the slightest chance of being near Kate again, and he knows it. Whether he would rather be with Kate or OP, his play is still save the marriage. Now for the first update. I know this update is coming fast, but I've made my decision and I thought you'd all like to know. A lot has happened in the past day, but in the end, I think I'm making the right choice. To be honest, I think I knew this is what I had to do all along, but I was in denial. I want to start off by thanking everyone for their advice, kind words, and even tough love. I have decided to end our marriage and get a divorce ASAP. It's heartbreaking and painful for me to do this, but honestly, I don't think I could live with knowing my husband loves another woman and assaulted her in front of me. The fact that this is my sister-in-law makes it even worse. I don't think we can come back from this, and I would always feel like I wasn't his first choice. Plus, he touched and kissed Kate without her consent, which is an awful thing to do by itself. I sat down and really thought about what happened and how it made me feel. It made me feel disgusted, hurt, and angry. It made me feel like an idiot. It broke my heart. I couldn't believe the man I loved, the man I have been with for almost a decade of my life, would betray me and hurt me like this. It almost doesn't feel real. To think we were going to have kids, to think I trusted him and gave him all the love I could. It freaking hurts. A lot of you suggested that maybe he married me so he could be close to Kate. We sat down last night, I showed him your comments, and he broke down. He admitted to me that, yes, he did marry me to be closer to her. It's always been her. From day one of our relationship, it's been a ploy to stay close to Kate. Not only is this devastating to me, but it's extremely creepy and I feel bad that Kate ever had to be around Jack. His intentions were almost predatory. Who knows what he would have done to Kate if her husband and I hadn't been there to intervene. I honestly think he would have done some truly horrible things to her given a chance. He begged me to stay. He promised he loved me. He could get over Kate. He wanted me. I was his soulmate. We were meant to be together. He would go to therapy to work on his issues, and we would be okay. He was sobbing and begging and trying to convince me to stay. I wasn't hearing it. I'm done. He's a liar. He's been lying to me for years. He's creepy, horrible, and I can't live with him knowing what he did and how he truly feels. I called Charlie to talk to him about everything. Like always, he's here for me. He's incredibly mad at Jack because of what Jack did to Kate. Kate is still shaken up and upset. She feels violated and her trust in Jack, someone she considered her friend for years, has been destroyed. Charlie told me that if I had chosen to stay with Jack, it was very likely our relationship would have died right then and there. Charlie told me he refused to talk to anybody who believed what Jack did to Kate, assaulted her, was okay or forgivable, even if that somebody was me. He also thinks what Jack did to me for all these years is beyond cruel, and he's angry about that too. I still have to contact a lawyer and get things in order. It's only been a day since I've made my decision, but you were all so helpful to me. I can't begin to express how thankful I am for your comments. In the end, my brother and sister-in-law are the people that matter most to me. They're my real family, the people who love me, and they're here to support me through this decision. I'm young. There's still hope for me to find someone who sincerely loves me. There's still hope of starting a family. There's still time left for all of that. I'd rather take my chances of finding someone new than staying with Jack. Thank you again for everything. I do think Kate would benefit from filing charges and trying to get a restraining order against him. What a creep. I'm so happy for you though that you got out before any children got involved and that you have a strong support system around you. Wish you all the best for the future. Yes, I strongly agree with your first point. He's lost his avenue to Kate, so he may escalate his behavior. A restraining order is important to have if he starts to stalk her. I'm glad you were able to get some clarity from posting here. Sometimes I think divorce gets thrown around a lot, but it was absolutely, totally warranted here. I'm so sorry that you and your family have had your lives violated by this terrible man. He has taken your love and trust and selfishly abused it. He's probably going to go into desperation mode very quickly, so make sure to secure a lawyer. Not only that, get your personal papers, things like IDs, passport, birth certificate, etc., and keep them safe. A lawyer would have to tell you what's okay to do with joint resources, but I'd be keeping a close eye on the checking account as well. Don't let him hurt you further. OP, get your money into bank accounts that only you have access to and change your passwords. Jack has admitted that he's able to play the long con for 10 years. This is some pathological level stuff. You can't trust him not to try to screw you. Please grow eyes in the back of your head. Kate and Charlie should also be on the lookout for anything weird. He's about to lose everything, and he could possibly blame Charlie. Also, who knows what kind of creepy things he'll do to see Kate. He's obsessed and married someone else to be near her. He could do anything. Edit/update 2. Thanks for the condolences and kind words. It really means a lot to me. To address some concerns, I will be extra careful and keep an eye out for anything Jack tries to do. Like many of you said, his obsession is unraveling, so he might do something drastic. I'm going to contact my lawyer ASAP to start seeing what I can do. Change all of my passwords, get my bank accounts in order, etc. I have also removed any information about my future whereabouts and plans, as some of you suggested. I'm going to book an appointment with a therapist. I feel like it would benefit me and help me work through this whole thing. Kate doesn't want to talk to or interact with Jack, but she is thinking about getting a restraining order. Understandably, she doesn't feel safe around Jack at all and would rather have nothing to do with him. She's also going to be extra careful, since she's the person of Jack's obsession and he'll probably try contacting her or doing something crazy. Charlie is there to protect her. He's a former Marine, 6'3", and pretty dang intimidating, so I'm sure they'll both be okay. We're all here for each other. Some people don't believe this is real because of my timeline. I said we've been together since high school in the last post, but then said almost a decade in this post. This was a mistake. I meant to type over a decade. I can't prove the validity of my story, so you'll just have to take my word for it. I don't really feel the need to explain myself here. You either believe me or you don't. It's a bizarre situation. I can't explain Jack's behavior any better than you can. On the bright side, Charlie and Kate are still trying for a baby, so there's a pretty good chance I'll be an aunt in the near future. There's still hope for me to find the one. In the meantime, I'm going to focus on me and moving on from this whole thing. Thanks for the concern and encouragement. Last story. My cousin had an affair with my husband while I was pregnant, and now she's gone. I, 29 female, brought my cousin, 24 female, to live with me a few years ago. She was going through a difficult time. Her parents were struggling financially, and she needed a place to stay while she figured out her next steps. I wanted to help her get back on her feet. She became part of our household, and over time she fit in so naturally that she felt like family, almost like the little sister I never had. When I got pregnant, she was there for me every step of the way. She helped around the house, came with me to doctor's appointments, and was one of my biggest supporters. I trusted her completely. I used to tell people how lucky I was to have her in my life. But over time, I started noticing small things that didn't feel right between her and my husband, 34 male. A certain look, a quiet exchange, the way conversation stopped when I entered the room. I tried to brush it off, convincing myself I was imagining things. I didn't want to believe that either of them could betray me like that. Eventually, the tension became too much. I confronted her one evening and asked directly if anything was going on. She froze and refused to say anything, just stood there crying. That told me everything I needed to know. When I confronted my husband, he denied it at first, saying I was paranoid. But something inside me couldn't rest, so I reached out to our families for help. That's when the truth came out. She was pregnant, and the father was my husband. I can't even describe the pain I felt. It was like my whole world collapsed, betrayed by two people I loved the most, my husband and someone I saw as a sister. I felt broken, humiliated, and lost. Her parents took her back to their village, and I tried to pick up the pieces of my life. Not long after, I heard the news that she had died giving birth. Now I'm left with a storm of emotions, anger, sadness, confusion, and even guilt. I don't know how to process everything or where to begin healing. Part of me hates them both, and part of me grieves for her, for what could have been different. How do you start over after something like this? How do you heal when forgiveness feels impossible, yet grief keeps pulling you back to the past? Maybe an unpopular opinion, but I'd divorce the husband, even if your cousin is no longer around. He not only cheated on you, but made her pregnant. Your husband is the person you should have been able to trust. I know that you're likely feeling very conflicted between grief and betrayal, and I'm really sorry for your loss. But it's very clear that your husband isn't trustworthy with even your family. You deserve better than this, and what you allow will continue. Please get counseling if you can. You shouldn't have to go through this with no support. Thank you so much. He is now my ex-husband. The divorce is in motion. Talk to someone who can direct you/navigate you, a therapist or psychologist. I do wish you to heal and be strong. Sorry that happened to you. Betrayal comes from the closest ones, often. I'm so sorry about what you went through. I also suggest therapy, and in the meantime, it's completely okay to feel furious and sad at the same time. Thank you so much for the kind words. I feel like crying, but I am feeling strong when I see you guys giving me strength. Did the child survive? How did your ex behave when everyone found out? Did he apologize and explain himself? I hope no one was pressuring you to stay with him. Yes, the child survived, thankfully. When everyone found out, my ex tried to explain himself and asked for forgiveness. I appreciated the gesture, but I've had to make my own decisions about what's best for me. No one pressured me to stay. I'm taking things one step at a time. And who is the baby living with? Did your husband try to get custody? No, not yet. He hasn't talked about it either.